really big point that people need to understand and realize is that you're not going to wake up someday and like magically be like, not love your favorite foods, not ever have like social pressure, not ever be tempted, triggered, or dealt with like temptation in regards to like foods and stuff. Like that's never going to just magically stop. It's just over time, it's like we're able to become more disciplined through our behaviors and just recognizing that, number one, like food is not evil. Chips and salsa is not evil. Sweets, donuts, like food is not evil. Gluttony is. And so a lot of times people think that they need to like eliminate specific food groups, or I could never have this, or oh my gosh, I'm going to go to the wedding and I have to stand in the corner and not, like partake or participate in the event. And it's not true. People just need to realize is like there is a time and place for everything. And a lot of time, this specifically here, when you guys are in the program, you guys have, made a decision, made up your mind that, the place and the time right now is to focus on improving in your own personal health and fitness. And so during this season of transition, when you guys are pursuing that, like your day-to-day decisions are going to look a little bit different. And you're not going to be able to act as you would have had in the past, but that doesn't necessarily make it right, wrong, good, or bad. What we're really looking to teach you guys is the sustainability of like the way that we want you guys to think, the way that you guys want you to act, how you see yourself, how you view food, how you guys view food, and really understand that this isn't just a 6-week thing. This just isn't a 6-month thing. This just isn't even a 6-year thing. Like this is forever, and we want to make it a standard. We want you guys to adopt that and make it a standard, so that like we put an end to the start and stop and the start and the stop, and I lost this 30 pounds and then I found it, and then I lost it, and it's just this back and forth. That really comes down to eliminating all or nothing thinking and like just developing a bigger mindset, because when we change the mind, the body has nothing to do but to follow suit. And so the only way that it'll occur is we just keep stacking days and keep getting wins, and continuing to make those small victories, and those will continually add up over time, and you guys will have that sustained success. But you'll never wake up being like, oh gosh, I really want fill in the blank, XYZ, sweets, whatever. We have to acknowledge that that's there. I think if it's on the forefront of your mind that you are triggered or that you are tempted, okay, I got it. But we're able to execute stronger and stronger self-discipline over time with enough reps underneath our belt. And for that to happen, we have to be tempted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, most definitely. And life is a bunch of temptations put together. And
yeah,
I agree. It's just trying to get through.
One of the things that you could do, I shared with one of my students, is priming your environment. I'll give you a couple examples. It's like I never overate any particular food. I never overate cookies when they weren't there. I never overate chips and salsa if they didn't bring it to the table. I never, whatever. It's like you never overdo something if the stimulus is not there. So one thing that will really benefit a lot of times if people are constantly tempted is looking to prime their environment, remove the stimulus. Sometimes that could either be taking stuff out of the house, or it could be sometimes be taking us out of that particular environment. Maybe that is the house. So for example, if you're having a stressful day and you find yourself taking inventory into the pantry, a lot of times what I like to do is like, I just got to get out. I got to get out of the kitchen. I got to get out of the house. I'm going for a walk or whatever, fresh air, sunlight, things like that. And we're making the convenience of it being whatever it is right there. We're removing that convenience and making it more inconvenient for us to become susceptible when we are tempted. So priming your environment, removing the things or removing ourselves from the things will aid. It won't necessarily like eliminate the temptation, but it'll be a deterrent from you guys acting on those temptations. That's a big thing. Make sense?
Yeah, and I was actually talking to my daughter this morning about that. She's a Girl Scout, and we have one box of Girl Scout cookies left, and I'll be taking them to a cookout that I have later today. So,
yeah. Yep.
Everyone can experience them, and we don't have to have them in the house any longer.
Willpower is very exhausting. And so people be like, oh, I remember one of our 100-pound losers, same thing, she had little girls, and they had her birthday party, and they had all these cupcakes left over. And she's like, you know what though? He says like she didn't want to throw them away, She didn't want to be wasteful, and that's one of the biggest things I think a lot of people, especially in our demographic, struggle with, was like, we don't want to be wasteful. And so she did one step better. She took them out of the refrigerator in the house, and she put them in the refrigerator in the garage. And I told her, I was like, you probably should get rid of them, because even though like you're making it more inconvenient, it's like it's still there. And long story short, the following week she's like, yeah, I ended up having a couple of them. And I was like, really, it's like, if it's not going to be, again, time and place. We're about to go to a wedding today. There's going to be a time and a place. Birthday parties, date night, whatever, NBA playoffs, things like that. It's like there will be these social events throughout your life where the time and place will be appropriate to partake in those festivities, but that's not every day. Right? It's a birthday, not a birth week or a birth month. I hear all the time, it's like, oh, it's my birthday month. And they think that gives them permission to go and just have a smorgasbord or treat themselves day after day after day for an entire month. And I'm like, how'd that work out for you? Not very well. Yeah. So time and place.
It works out well in the as it's going on, but then afterwards, not so much.
Yeah. Time and place. A quote unquote power word that I have to like free even for myself, because when I start grabbing for seconds or wanting to go back for more, I find myself eating mindlessly, as I literally have to tell myself, David, temperance, slow down. Like I'm no different. Seisha's no different than any of you guys. We're always going to be triggered. We're always going to love our favorite foods, and we're always going to have to navigate those emotions. But I really have to bring it to the forefront of my mind. Is like, okay, if you're hot, dude, like stop. I tell myself like, dude, don't act like a fat kid. Like, don't do that. Like, time and place. So, yeah, you'll never wake up and not love your favorite foods. It's just we become more disciplined over time when we combat it.